How long?
Which was never.
Yeah,
I'm sure they'll
bring people back as they were going through, right? There's no more on there.
Okay. So good afternoon, everyone. I'll call the Downtown Development Committee meeting to order at 3 p.m. As a reminder, today's meeting is being live streamed on City's YouTube channel. And I acknowledge with respect that we are in Robinson-Huron Treaty Territory and that the land on which we are gathered is the traditional territory of the Anishinaabe, known as Powhatan. Powhatan is the home of Garden River First Nation, Batchewana First Nation, and the historic Sault Ste. Marie Métis Council. So we'll move to item 2, the adoption of the minutes of January 13th, 2026. May I have a mover? Okay, moved by Derek. And a seconder? Moved by Dennis. Motion resolved that the minutes of January 13th, 2026 meeting be adopted as presented. Any discussion? Seeing none, I'll call the question. All those in favor? And opposed? That motion is carried. Are there any declarations of pecuniary interest related to today's agenda item? Okay, seeing none, we'll proceed. Move to item 4, adoption of the agenda. May I have a mover? Okay, Derek, and seconded by Jamie. Received that the agenda for the February 10th, 2026 Downtown Development Committee meeting be adopted as presented. Any discussion? Seeing none, I'll call the question. All those in favor? And all opposed? That motion is carried. Or any opposed? That motion is carried. We'll now move to item 5.1, strategic priorities. I'll ask Josh to provide an update, followed by committee discussion.
Why today?
So just for the purposes of the committee, I just want to reiterate here, I had a little slide deck that I shared with everybody. Within our mission statement, the purpose of the committee is to collaborate with downtown stakeholders, businesses, and community leaders to explore a potential shift in how greater downtown is served. The goal is to better enable all partners to proactively and directly address the unique needs and challenges facing the broader downtown area. From our conversation the last few months, we've identified our strategic priorities, which are in this order specifically: events, communication, cleanliness and upkeep, safety, and then the economic health of downtown. So that's really honestly just a reminder note there. Oh, I think I said Jason. Oh, hey, Jason.
You're in 2 places.
Yeah, you are. Yeah. So that's all. I'm ready to move into events to kind of drill down into that.
So next is item 5.2, event, and Josh will provide an overview of upcoming downtown events.
So in the last meeting, I let the committee know that Bree and I were going to be vetting the 500+ events that we shared and determine where the best bet for staff support and where we could enhance those events if possible. So I'll start by sharing parameters in which we evaluated those events. So we're looking for events that create a significant concentrated impact in the downtown core. That can be high foot traffic, visible activation of public space, real good cross-sector partnerships. So, multiple businesses being affected in the positive, and meaningful operational demands that municipal staff will see. So whether it's supporting on the event, boots on the ground, or helping administrating the logistics of the event leading up to it. A lot of city staff sit on different public events. So those were our parameters of how we vetted those events. We removed significant events that are organized by private businesses off municipal property, or any large scale operations like the upcoming Goo Goo Dolls concert at Memorial Gardens. Obviously, there's not much that our committee can do to enhance that event that's on rails with significant staff support in that facility. So this helped clarify the events that we want to focus on, and what we, well, I'll just say real quickly, Inside of the deck, you'll see, so these pieces, attendance, we want 750 plus people in a day. Activation would be multi-spaces downtown, partnerships, like I mentioned, multiple partners being supported, business impact, increased downtown activity, and the municipal effort that I mentioned. So my assumption last month was that we would see a plethora of events that we could kind of pick and choose from. But once we created those parameters and once we whittled down those private businesses, what we found was that there's actually 22 events that would fit inside of this category. So 9 supported by the city in the form of monetary or in-kind or staff supported. 1 event identified that could be enhanced with city partnership that we could see that growing to hit those numbers. 5 events that overlap with plaza programming that provide that already. So an example would be the New Year's Eve puck drop fits inside of those parameters, but I would consider that a premier event. 5 events previously ran by the previous business improvement area that we are absorbing and running. And 1 new event that we identified, which my color coding for the sheet, sorry. 1 new event that would be an additional street party that we would be providing to the downtown core, but we would be pushing outside of the DIA's traditional boundary. So where the boundary ended on Dennis, our key service area is still that Pim to Gore area. And we'd like to extend the season of the street parties by including 1 more from that Dennis to Gore area. So the next few sheets break it down by quarter and kind of give you an idea of attendance, of generated partnership, and of investment. These have been validated by either different departments, facilities like the Roberta Bonner Pavilion or Tourism Sustainment. I know that's a lot of information to absorb. I'm sorry this deck wasn't provided to folks earlier, but I guess at that point, I'll now open it up to question to see if we're identifying any sort of gaps or any sort of issues. We've identified a gap. On the 1 page, we see the new product development for it was April, May, and December. We have 1 good event in December, although it's at the very tail end. But we think that there could be some work to be done to support small, medium enterprise businesses in December as well.
So that's, I think you may have said this, but I think we'll be quick.
Yeah.
Which ones are new out here?
There's actually only 1 new identified business, and that would be in Q3. I have street party number 3 marked for August, which would go from Gore to Dennis to Gore. And then there's 1 new event one event that I saw. It's a maple syrup event that's already running, but it doesn't have any staff support there. I think that would be a great event in kind of that shoulder season, you know, that we could elevate, not unlike Chili Fest or Pizza Fest.
So like the Chili Fest is, that's already been going on.
We did our first annual one just this year,
Okay.
and it went well. We kind of brought it back in a new framework. I know it had run in the Roberta Bonner Pavilion years before, but we had a first annual bringing it back just this October, and it went well.
Okay, and the one where you did all the murals, it was like Moon or something?
Yes, so that was renamed a few years ago to Vivid because for 2 reasons. We wanted to put a better multicultural spin on it, identifying kind of more voices in the community, as well as it was called Summer Moon. It ran in June. We moved it to September. So we had to come up with a new, and we didn't want to stick it. And I understand the cultural importance of Summer Moon, but we didn't want to stick it to a certain time of year anymore. So,
Yes.
yeah. So that is still there. That's what Vivid is, and I understand the confusion with that.
Okay. And the one that we have with all the different, it's like that cultural one with all the different nationalities and nations and that. Do we still do that?
Yes, we do. Actually, I think, are you thinking about Passport Community?
Maybe that was it, yeah.
So that was inside of Bonsu. Bonsu did try and resurrect that a few years ago, and they found that they just weren't able to, I guess, capture the market and capture the programming, which was very heavily food-based. So they've integrated some multicultural programming into Bonsu. Now we run on that page that integrates the Plaza Minor programming. We run with the local immigration partnership somewhere in July or August. It's in here. I just
July.
there. This Lit Multicultural event is an event that they have been building ostensibly themselves, and it's up to the 450 person mark.
It's a food-based event. too?
It has food. It is mostly performance based, but I think they had 3 different multicultural vendors this year, which they only had 1 last year. So
Yeah. So
soft road.
in Windsor, they make a big deal out of that festival. It's, they do Carousel of the Nations. It's all
Yes.
food-based. You can go to like the different ethnic foods and it's all
Mm-hmm.
kind of one spot and everyone sells like small little dishes. So you can,
Okay.
like try them all and it's super successful. Like that one would be cool if we could do something like that.
Windsor Eats. Or
I know it's Carousel of the Nations. So you'd go there, there'd be like, you know, the Greek booth and the Italian booth and this Serbian booth and the,
Okay.
you know, Lebanese, whatever. They have all the different types of food and they all celebrate different types of food. And there's the dances and the performances and everything like that too, but it's like
Yeah.
a big thing.
I think that's great. With LIP and with the mural festival, we had a cultural food component. It just hasn't been a steady one piece of programming that we've had every year. So let me take that back. Because they're really our conduit for those communities and they've been really great with helping them understand newcomers understanding vendor permit fees and APH. So I love that idea too. Let me take it back, talk to them, and maybe I might have an update for that, yeah, for sure.
So is the idea that of the Plaza Minor program events, we would try and continue the growth in these events every year so they could become major events if they can reach that.
Yeah, and the thing is, Mr. Mayor, is that some of these are getting on their feet in a good way. Some of them are close to 500, but what I'm really focusing on these tentpole events are the ones that are exceeding that 700. So if these with the work and with the organic growth continue to climb, you could click them into a new category. But these are the ones that we want to focus on to either maintain its size or build. Whereas we want these ones to build as well. Obviously, we just think that these are the ones we should be focusing on.
Right.
Yeah.
That's really great.
And then this is I don't have the kind of bigger vision because I manage the plaza. It's easy to say, well, here's the events that we have going on, plus what I know that we're doing for the plaza for 2026. So I can say here's 77 days of activation. Because we also, you'll see, we noted the days of activation on all of these. I'll be working hopefully for next meeting to bring back, well, here's all of Roberta Bondar's planning and things like that. So we can, we had this big list of events because we wanted to start there that we presented to the committee, but we also know that, there's a little bit of bloat there because although it is activation, the Active 55, serves one community. So what I'd like to do is I'd like to be able to build out, these are real hard numbers for 2026 when we're done between our different facilities and what we ran. It'll give us a better understanding. And obviously, we don't have that yet because we're 4 months old.
But we're gonna get there.
Yeah, absolutely.
Any-
Yeah,
Yeah, any other questions, Connor?
One thing, if you're looking at overlap and stuff like that, I would just probably already doing it, but just track events like Goo Goo Dolls and things that aren't annual or stuff like that, because if there's a big event, it might take away from something else. If it's happening at the same time.
I think that's one of the values here is that you're sharing it with the city staff who can access the city staff, right? This is part of the reason why the committee's internal, because it makes that kind of working quick. So talking to those organizations too, to make sure that we're not, cannibalizing each other, yeah, for sure. Or if we are doing something, we're doing it in tandem. I thought the Greyhound season opener and the concert that we were on the pavilion this year was a really good example of that. We had a street party, Greyhound game, a concert after it went really well. To that point, we're in talks right now with the Sioux Zombie Walk, which is an event that's been going on for a decade in town. It's a really fun event. People enjoy it. They held it at the plaza this past year, successful. But the idea that this organizing body, who's very, very small and is in need of support, well, maybe that's a piece of programming that we break out and Halloween on Queen becomes X amount longer because we're able to do both. We're able to kind of take all of the decorations off once as opposed to ours and theirs and high tides rise all those.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If the Hounds playoffs or anything planned, like maybe their first playoff team or something.
And we very much want to bring winter party for the Hounds into life. We're not there yet, but I very much want.
There's nothing else. We'll move to item 5.3, leveraging empty storefront. Staff will present information followed by.
Okay, thank you. So we got, for starters, we got our boots on the ground from our new boundary of downtown, or what we're identifying as the boundary of downtown. And I have to talk to my friends in planning eventually, but it's looking like we have a preliminary vacancy rate of about 4.9 for the spread that we're looking at. Of that vacancy, we identified 25 potential first floor vacant properties. And so what you'll see here is a quick example of, this is one of our vacant properties at the top with these different letters marking where I was trying to derive quotes. And then Dennis, thank you, did these great mock-ups, which again look better in color. But two examples of two pillar programming pieces that happen in Sault Ste. Marie, matching our identity and our branding. And from there, we got some quotations. So based on window, how much of the window, what we do, we're looking at a variation of about $155 to $285 for the graphic print, depending on the product we use, depending on the windows we take, and then about $90 for install. Sorry. So from there, we had conversations internal because there's two pieces here that I need to be cognizant of. Is that the resolution has asked for a way to support business, have experiential marketing, and then the other piece is will come later in our communication. Maybe I should have reordered this, but right now our communication department is working very hard on a new strategy, and inside of that new strategy is kind of a new identity. We spoke about the super channel, the channel that would be kind of amalgamating different social media channels in the coming weeks. And so we want to be cognizant that if we're going to roll out something like that digitally, we also want to be doing it on our windows. The idea of this branding is to mirror our assets as well, but to bring a different spin and maybe a little less of a corporate spin on it. So all that to be said, the last piece that I have is that we want to find some sort of way to give back or give a little bit of incentivization to the downtown business that might be providing those window space. So for example, if you're looking at the Bond Soup pane, maybe the lower third has something to do with the fact that the property is available and you could be a business downtown as well and try to incentivize them. Maybe it's maybe we can do like a connection with the real estate, or ourselves do some sort of 360 tour inside so that people can quickly get a resource to see the property still, so it wouldn't become too much of a deterrent or too much of a confusion. Or maybe it would be like that one pane would be about that, or two other panes would be about our product. I'm not quite nailed down on that. So those are kind of some examples of the panes. We want to be cognizant of the mix. So I wanted to give just a quick example that if we had 10 vacant businesses, what I was kind of thinking, and this is to the conversation of the committee, but it would be, you could do 3 that were based on some premier events that are happening in the downtown core. You could do 3 that were tourism products. You could do 3 that had some sort of flexibility. So our heritage committee really would like to get on board with this and have a window, right? So 3 that have some sort of flexibility, and then just 1 that's missing. Kind of what I was thinking. I haven't developed a hierarchy for which event we would select, things along those lines. But if it's coming from our budget, we've earmarked budget dollars for this, both our department and tourism. I feel like it could be, you know, a staff decision. In regards to what we select, as long as it falls in line with those priorities.
Those are great.
They do, yeah, they really look great.
It just is such a difference from here to what this is and what this could be.
Looks great in color.
I bet.
I'm so sorry. Yeah,
You only do work in black and white.
Yeah, that's right. yeah, you know what, I'll circulate and share. Dennis and I texted back and forth, and 20 seconds later, he said, like this, I said, yeah, like that. Yeah, so if is there any questions or comments? Because if not, our chair does have a motion, see if it's articulated correctly.
Just one comment. I think the kind of a call to action to activate the space is super important. Right? So I think that should, I know if you approached me for any of our buildings, I'd say, yeah, sure, that's great, but I want at least something saying, call this number, the space is available, to tell people that it's available, it's a great location, look how great it can look, but you can rent it here. And I think that's part of the idea, right, is to activate the space.
Somebody brought it up at the last meeting, I don't remember, maybe it was you, but the idea that it's not a deterrent and that we give something, some sort of ROI to that business to incentivize, you know, the availability of a micro billboard. Yeah, we can't let that small business or that property owner be neglected.
Well, it's an opportunity for them to then.
You could almost make it uniform too for all of the windows, just in the same section, it's formatted the same, it may not be the same number, but
Mhm.
just have it so that it's easily recognizable for all the buildings. Call this number, you want the space, for sure.
Yeah.
I think for that, two things for the design, because I'm. Yes. Less is more always, and I think things like this work because they're there and you see them. You get the whole thing in one quick glance. You don't have to look at every pane. So I think all that information on the door would be good because then it's every building will have a door. You can have that specific information on a door because some will have 2 panes, some will have like 5.
Mhm.
So I think that works well. And the other thought I had was saving one of the displays for the new joint venture, whatever the site's going to be or something. Maybe that's a good use of one of them to invite people to go to the site or giant QR code, whatever it is, to here's your hub for all your events. Something like that.
Love it.
Yeah, and I think allowing staff to determine the events is fine, provided it's one of our major events.
With that parameter, I could say.
How easy is it to get an event going if it's not already started? What's that process look like?
It's a good question. There's a lot of kind of almost like quick market research you need to do, right? Like what is the event? Do we have something parallel? I always like the idea of elevating something that's already existing.
Yeah.
So can that be brought in? Like I just said, the Halloween on Queen, the zombie walk. Is there a way to make that a premier event where 1,000 people want to go down as opposed to 4 where 200 want to go down? And then it depends what kind of like is city staff launching an event? Is this a group of people? Is it food based? So there's just a lot of questions. And if you have an idea, I'm around.
Yeah. No, I just am curious to think that maybe a business has an idea for one and what that route would look like and how easy it would be to get it going.
Sure.
More curiosity.
I think right now, if it's in the downtown core and somebody's interested, I think the best route would be to reach out to us.
Yeah.
And then one of our staff can have a consultation to see if it's, I don't want to say worthy of our time, but direct us. It could be something that is deserving of a tourism development fund application. It could be, you know what I mean? So I think the best directive I could give is to reach out to our rec and culture department to have a conversation to start.
Anybody else? No? Okay, motion that the Downtown Development Committee supports the use of vacant retail space for experiential marketing purposes and direct staff to develop a plan for council based on the information presented. May I have a mover? Marie and seconder. Well, Jason. Oh,
Jason?
I
Oh,
was Jason, yeah.
works for me, no problem.
Okay, any discussion on that? Being none, I'll call the question. All those in favor? And any opposed? That motion is carried. So next is item 5.4, downtown safety supports, and Josh will provide an update.
This isn't a very large one. I just wanted to let the committee know that there was a great meeting that was had this week with Division 2. Sergeant Farland was there. The city's hired security, social services, shelter management to discuss the services that are available downtown and how we're providing aid to downtown. I think it was a really valuable thing, and I'll take words right out of your mouth, Sergeant. I think you said sharing of information is always very valuable to be able to be connected and know when the ambassadors are on the street. These are volunteers who are helping our homeless contingency or those who are in need of assistance. You know, how we can integrate and best share information is really viable. And like I said, I don't really have an update to provide for you right now. I just want to let you know that staff did have that meeting, and we're planning on having some recurring ones. There's as some new resources are coming available on our community this coming year. That's all.
Any questions? All right.
Just on that note, just from the police point of view, if you have an event that you that you mentioned here, you want us to attend, just much like the puck drop. Our whole unit went down there and did that. And it was great. I mean, it was, I was blown away on the, I mean, it was cold that night.
Yeah.
But it was still, it was a good turnout.
Yeah.
A lot better than what I thought. So we're available. I can manipulate your schedule to, if it's a weekend or whatever. Just once again, more security and more officers, people feel a lot safer and work gets out. So I just want that out there for everybody. If you need us, that's what we're there for. So
So
Amazing.
thank you. Okay, and anything else? Okay, finally, under business arising is item 5.5, communications update.
I had alluded to it a little bit earlier. We have a large, I don't know, shifting focus in regards to our communication with the city. We're working on the best way to service our events, our small businesses, things along those lines. So I'm sorry we're not ready to roll today, but we're hoping to bring that information as soon as we possibly can. And the thing that I can say is that our communications department is working very hard, is consulting with those people who run those channels to make sure that we're not losing our platform to deliver, you know, in our cases, more often than not, good news to people at Sault Ste. Marie. So I'll park that. Hopefully we'll have more information for you in the coming meetings. What I will share is Bree and I, as well as some other staff that we conscripted in the very cold weather. I feel for Division 2 or the ambassadors that walk downtown on a very recurring basis. We walked the entirety of the downtown core and identified all of our businesses. Believe it or not, we just, you know, sometimes that's the easiest way to do it because you know, lists get outdated. So we're getting excited because we want to send out a mail out of communication to all these businesses, a re-education piece to let them know where to go, who to call, what to do. In the background, really soon, we have our inbox set up. We have our URL set up. Very soon, we're going to have a call line set up for the businesses that has some automated capacity. It's not rocket science, but we broke it down here into 4 different pieces. Downtown issues, so maintenance, safety, snow removal, cleanliness, plaza bookings. Just feel like it just kind of stay integral and integrated, not have another line to confuse the general public. General downtown inquiries, events, general questions, business inquiries, and then business development, which will feed to our economic development arm at Millworks. So yeah, one public phone number makes it very easy to be managed by multiple staff on multiple devices. So looking forward to getting a printout in the hands. I'm sure some of our local businesses will let it, you know, sit on their, you know, display case for a little while to be able to let people know where to go and who to communicate to. Right now, we are still taking care of phone calls. They're being funneled just to the direct line and then to me, but to have place where people have that. I keep thinking about what you said, that one-stop shop. You can call here if you're interested in a loan for your small business downtown. You can call here if the snow is not getting removed. So that makes things hopefully simple for our users. And yeah, I'm getting antsy, and I'm looking forward to getting out there and getting that message out. So we're getting close.
Woo-hoo.
That's it.
Any questions, comments about that? Okay, we'll now move to item 6, our next meeting. March 10th. Okay, so we'll hold the next meeting March 10th at 2026. Can I get a mover? Okay, Derek, and a seconder.
So-
Marie. Okay.
March break for kids.
No, the week before.
Okay, so resolved that the next meeting of the Downtown Development Committee be held at March 10th, 2026 at 3 p.m. Any discussion? Okay, seeing none, I'll call the question. All those in favor? And any opposed? That motion is carried. And we'll now move to adjourn. Can I get a mover? And a seconder? Jamie? Okay, resolved that this committee now adjourned